Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 and U coin. Boom! Imagine the media reporting on Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 and U. Ticker is Bitcoin, breaking 1 billion market cap. Now, unless you hate money, go ahead and visit
HPOSNI.com.
This token is the end game. It's the shitcoin of shitcoin. I mean, imagine telling your coworker you're quitting because Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 and U coin. Boom! Imagine.
What in the?
This token.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Dano Crypto. On this channel, we show you guys how to make simple, effective, and easy moves in the cryptocurrency ecosystems. So yesterday was very interesting. We had some nice volatility. I think we're starting to get some confidence back in the cryptocurrency markets, because if you have noticed and you haven't been under a rock, we've had precious metals like gold, silver, platinum, even copper, but the people that are on the top of the list here in terms of metals, it's the silver and the gold entities, okay? So first we had gold pumping. It was outperforming Bitcoin in terms of the yearly returns. I mean, it's been the gold show, okay? So, and it's been the stock market show. I mean, we've had the S&P 500 breaking into all-time highs. We've had some of these companies that are very tech-related breaking into all-time highs. And so crypto has kind of taken a back seat. It was very much just kind of like, what is it, a question mark? Are institutions really buying crypto? Are they actually going to make this the new money system, or are we just all going to get rug pulled and Trump and Melania launch a meme coin and we just keep getting rugged after rug? Well, if you're wondering about this and you're trying to answer these questions, well, if you watch this channel, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I think I do have a pretty good head on my shoulders and instincts and intuition of following the money, seeing what they do and not what they say, because that's a lot of the trick here in the markets is they say a lot of stuff, but you have to watch what they do. You have to follow the money. So we made a video today that we're going to be releasing around 3-4 o'clock. We will be releasing a video that is covering a little bit of a framework of what's happening with the DOJ, with the Fed, who's driving the car, who is fighting to grab the wheel of the economy for the next 4 years. So let's get into it, my friends. We're going to go over the price action. We're going to go over Bitcoin. We're going to show you the trades. We're going to show you as much as we can today in a short amount of time. About 40 minutes, so stick with us. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ding the bell, and make sure you are following this channel because we are revamping all of our community groups, our Discord. We're going to have a Telegram, and we have a really amazing team of people that are helping me to basically just revitalize, revamp, and get this community going back again, because it's the time. You know, I feel like a lot of people kind of just fell off the wayside and tuck rolled out of crypto, whether it be you had massive losses or maybe you just were just like, hey, I'm hedging out. And so whatever the reason may be, I want you guys to know that you can come back. You're always welcome. You know, it's like a church, you know, it's like, hey, you're always welcome to come back. You know, if you feel like, you know, you need some time away, it's totally fine. So welcome back, come back, and we will make sure that we're going to provide you with one of the best crypto community experiences around on the internet right now, hands down. So stick with us and let's get started. Okay, so Bitcoin is pumping right now, my friends. Last night I was feeling it. I actually was positioned. I took some profits on my trades. I told you guys we had 3 different trades open. We were just being very simple to get our heads back in the game of doing small trades with Bitcoin, Solana, and Ethereum. These are the top 3 ecosystems right now, and it's just, I think if we can look at the momentum of what's coming in with the volume, we can see that we are getting more inflows probably with the ETF. So this is a big price mover of volume for trading markets. So we now have multiple ETFs for Bitcoin, for Ethereum, and now for Solana. And so there's a lot more institutional flow coming in, which is kind of like a good thing and a bad thing, but all more so good because that's where the capital's coming from. The capital's not coming from retail. Like, we don't have any money. We're all broke. And so the money is coming from liquidity from institutions and from where it's flowing through all these contracts, these deals, like all this stuff that's happening on the back end where no one's really paying attention to. This is what is setting up for us to go into basically a new money system. And gold and silver is signifying the switch out of the dollar and cash still being killed, and us going into potentially a system that is backed by crypto and gold and silver, because they're all scarce commodity assets in their own right. So this is how we're going to be going into the next 10, 15, 20 years, is what countries are going to be energy dominant, have the strongest type of currency, and what is going to be predominantly taking over the robotics and AI and energy sectors. And so the United States is wanting to make sure that we stay in the top 3 in the world, because then we control the flow of information, energy, and balances of power. So I think Bitcoin is going to play a major role in this. And why? Because if you can hold more of the supply than others on a scarce asset, and you're mining it, and you're controlling, and you're a node in the network that is mining transactions from the entire world using Bitcoin, you don't think America is setting up to be the #1 country to be a part of this? Then you would be sadly mistaken to not think that that's a possibility. So this is why I think when the alumnus talks about the Bitcoin Act and we go into the Clarity Act, the Genius Act, I think it will pass, but there might be some revisions or something like that. On the 15th, we're supposed to be getting a review or to see if we're actually going to have this thing pass. Charles Hoskinson, the creator of Cardano, thinks that we are not going to get any type of clarity or anything passing until 2029. That's what he thinks. So I think he underestimates the tenacity and the will of Trump and his administration right now, because they're making moves. No president has ever made as many moves, or administration, as this one has in under a year, out of the chaos that has just been happening under Democratic rule for 16 years. No one. That's facts. That's not me being a Trumper. That's not me being a whatever. That's just facts. 16 years of Democratic money funneling. And then in 1 year, we've at least been able to have some type of plan and solution, because you're not going to be able to fix 16 years in just 1 year. Might take a couple years. So that's my observation of how I can look and say, okay, this is going to be a bit of it's still like coming out of the Democratic rule. You got to remember, we were in Democratic administrative rule for 16 years. 16 years. The Democrats take our money. The Republicans take it too. So, but when you have all of these different schemes happening, it's hard to track who's even to trust. That's why when Trump got in his administration the first time, there were Republican snakes all over the place, Democrats, everyone. He was like, oh my God, they're all terrible. And he kind of had to learn the hard way. So yeah, Bitcoin's going to play a major role in the balance of power is my point. So you have to think about Bitcoin as a method of power and energy. That's it. That's how I think about it. Like Bitcoin is energy. It is going to be a method of preserving energy through the means of what's happening physically. And then I think gold and silver are going to play a huge role in that too. Because think about it. It's all mining. It's all mining digitally and physically. And so I'm hedging on the probability that we're all going to be right. More so. And Michael Saylor will probably be right. And Morad will be right. I'd rather be on those sides and betting and hedging on that than just being on the sidelines and saying, oh, it's kind of still speculative. I don't know. It's kind of like a question mark. I don't know. Every time I talk about crypto in public, I get laughed at. So I don't have the will to take the pressure. I don't like the pressure. Well, if you're under pressure for long enough, then you are forged like a diamond. That is what happens, my friends. So we have to be reminded of this. This is why I have this damn channel. This is why I'm trying to break through the algorithm. This is why I show up every day and yell like this. Because the only way we're going to survive and actually be under pressure to then be forged into diamonds is to continue to show up. And you need to continue to show up too. You need to show the algorithm, show the world that you want to make a difference in your life by making more money. And how are you going to make more money? You're going to learn how money works. How are you going to learn how money works? You're going to watch people that are on the bleeding edge of culture and tech and finance and the people that are in it every single day. Using it, testing it, trying to figure it out. And we learn together. This is how we're going to overcome the FUD and the attacks on us collectively coming together to realize the fact that they print the damn money. They print the money. Why are we paying taxes if they print the money? Why are we paying taxes and property taxes if they print the money? Why are we sending billions of dollars into fraudulent healthcare and daycare centers and who knows what other front businesses in the United States if they print the money? So this is the question. So if they print the money and they keep making it worthless, what is the option? What do we buy? Well, we have to buy scarce hard commodity assets. That's gold, silver coins. This is crypto. Certain cryptos are scarce. You can only mint certain amounts of supply, and that's it, unless you fork a supply and make a whole new blockchain. So when things are perceived in value, just like we've perceived value into gold and silver, not only just for the mechanisms of the use case, but all the aspects of the use case of it to give value, it's the same with crypto. It's the exact same with crypto. Okay, so price action right now, we got Bitcoin currently trudging up to that exact spot that we were talking about. We said there's a lot of liquidity being built up where people or the markets are going to want to short at 94, 95. I think they're going to squeeze those shorts and they're going to pop it. I mean the market makers who like to liquidate traders. Trump is going to be making an announcement today at 2. There's going to be some volatility, and I just feel like it's looking like more of a high probability chance that we get shorts liquidated here at 95 because they would want to try and build up liquidity, like, oh, that's an obvious short, but then they smack it right up into 100K, and it can happen really fast. It can happen quite fast. And actually, here's the range that we already drew. You can see that we had 95 as the range, and then in between we have that's the first take profit, TP1, and then a take profit 2 would be at the 100K resistance, and then we'd have to see if we're going to turn that 100K resistance into support like we did last time, 1-2 times. So last time we turned that 100K into support, we went to all-time highs. So we're basically just like coiling up and getting ready to get into a resistance support flip on Bitcoin. And so knowing that, we knew we were going to get a little bit of price action going back into the alts, and that actually happened pretty much overnight. And we had things like Near Protocol, Aptos, Rose, Polkadot, Optimism. A lot of these are kind of old legacy coins. We even had Sand. Like I made a joke and said, once you start seeing the metaverse token start climbing back up, we're coming back into an altcoin season. So, let's see. I don't know, my camera just locked up. My camera just locked up. But man, so YouTube is doing some really weird stuff. I'll tell you what, like, there's no way that they're letting everyone know that I went live. Like, I went live at 11 o'clock on the dot. I've been live for 17 minutes and only 3 people are in here. There's no way. There's no way they only let 3 people. That's insane. It's pretty crazy. But anyway, I don't know why my camera stopped working, but all right. So the price action here is looking pretty good for the alts because we are just getting that momentum coming back. We said that we're in the perfect ratio of ETH BTC. We mentioned about the ETH BTC and that the dollar going down is signifying us going back into a bull run. We were in a mini bear market here for a few months, and now we're coming back into the bull market. So we're just like, we're getting the ratio flipping bullish here. And this was our mini bear market. Like, we were in this mini bear market from basically like August, September last year, going down, down, down. And then we had a nice, we kind of just been going sideways. I think the next obvious point that we're going to, smack up to would be the 382, test back up to the 382. And this is going to send these alts. I think another thing that we need to watch is XRP. So XRP is going to be, I think, a big catalyst for the rest of the altcoins to start pumping. And it's interesting when I start seeing like Doge, like, look, the Doge BTC ratio just went up 2%, like, and AVAX and ADA, Link, like, when these start going up, this is a good indication that rotation is going into alts. But at the same time, we could be pumping in Bitcoin. So it's like, at the same time, we could be getting a nice pump in Bitcoin and still get rotation into alts, and we can kind of try and catch that momentum. So I'll show you guys what we've been doing. We've actually just been scalp trading for the past 2 days on Jupiter, and we're using Sol, ETH, and BTC. So Jupiter's pretty simple. I think it keeps you on track, and you're less likely to trade more volatile altcoins. And when you do this, you end up, I think, getting in the weeds a lot more, because when you have access to trade all this volatile stuff, like, guess what? You're going to do it. Yeah. Guess what? You're going to do it. You're probably going to do it. And you're probably going to make some dumb decision. And so it's interesting when you are on some of these perp dexes and they just give you a short list of coins to trade. And on Jupe, it's just like, look, Sol, ETH, Bitcoin. Very simple. You go in and you can use certain coins for collateral. You can use, when you trade ETH, you can get paid back in ETH. You can use the ETH. You can use the Sol, and you can also use the wrapped Bitcoin. That's a portal wrapped Bitcoin as collateral as well for the trade. So whenever you're making these trades, you can really stack. I mean, you just do, it depends on your capital size, but say you have small margin and you're making 60% and you are just consistently taking those profits and you're making 60%, 30%, or if you make 100%, you're taking 50% off the rip and you're setting a stop loss at break even, and you do this every single day. Or you could take breaks and say, I'll do it every 3 days, take a break, let the market cool off a little bit. But no matter what, there's always going to be these ranges that are established that you can see on the 4 hour, on the 1 hour. You can see where a range is established, and you can just get into these entries right here, which is what we've been doing, and just scalping the market. Because look, 20 bucks, 30 bucks, 6 bucks, 10 bucks, 7 bucks, 10 bucks. You just keep stacking it up, and you do this over and over and over again, as much as you can repeat it over and over again. And then this is how we are going to really be successful. Now, it's not risk-free. Raoul Paul thinks everything's risk-free, but it's not. You got to have a risk manage. You got to have a risk, you got to have a risk strategy, proper risk management. But because we are, I mean, we actually were going to not, we closed all trades. We kept the Bitcoin trade open, but actually, no, we closed all trades. We got the, yeah, nice. GB's coming in with the daily Dano boost. Let's go. Guys, I'm so excited. Like, I'm so excited to be revamping the Discord, revamping the Telegram, just kind of like, I want to offer just more stuff for you guys to get ahead. Like, Headband made a simple thing. He's like, look, the only thing that matters is can you make your community stay consistent and figure out how to generate revenue and capital and cash flow. That's all that matters. Literally, that's all that matters, is we need to be able to generate cash flow, whether it be through learning how to DeFi farm, or a little bit of scalping, and also dollar cost averaging, and just consistently building up the stack. Because look, we know the volatility's there. We know that the candles go up and down, and it's not a moonshot. It's a steady grind that we're going to consistently work on together. That's the value. No bullshit, no lies, no devious crap. It's just raw. You win some, you lose some, and you live to trade another day, and you live to learn to just stay consistent. That's it, And I wish my camera would be working right now, but it's not. Hold on. Might be able to get it back working. Let's see. I don't know what the heck happened. What the heck? All right, whatever. Okay, Dano is having Peter Schiff on confirmed. Yeah, I'm not sure who we're going to have on the channel next. We'll see. Yeah, I think we're just having a really nice little coil up, little setup. It's looking pretty good. Okay, so I want to show you guys another thing we want to dive into here. So part of what we're going to be offering inside of the Telegram is daily signals and calls, not to buy tokens. It's just going to be signals of what's happening in the market, just things that are just like key dates that are going to be coming up. It's just going to be a great place to where you can just get just crypto market signals. And also we're going to have live streams inside of that Telegram that are just inside the Telegram. It's not going to be in the YouTube. It's not going to be anywhere else. It's just me us hanging out, and you'll have an opportunity to speak if you have something cool that you want to show or farm, whatever it is, you can do so. And then we're going to have a DeFi farming sheet, a Google document that is going to have all of the stuff that we're going to be doing for whether it be the week, the month, on the daily. And this is for an example of something that we could be, something that we'll be doing is going into the Chronos ecosystem. So the Chronos ecosystem it's a chain. So there's the Chronos chain, but it's linked to Crypto.com. Crypto.com is a major centralized exchange internationally and domestic here in the United States. And so what you could do is go into this chain, add Chronos on the to your MetaMask or whatever wallet you're going to use. In this case, we're using MetaMask, and you are going to send in Chronos into that chain, so then you can use it for gas fees. And also what you're going to be able to do is go into the protocols that are inside of here, like VVS Finance, and provide liquidity, swap into certain tokens that are, for instance, on Fulcrum. So Fulcrum is the perp dex that we're using and testing out. You know, for instance, we got an entry in here on Crow, and these things like this, you can be following us, following the same trades. And for instance, you know, we got an entry right here on this bottom of what you can see is kind of almost like a little Wyckoff accumulation W pattern kind of forming here in the short term, with a take profit set up at resistance at 11 cents. You would have already gotten in this entry and be up 40% if you would be following the channel and then inside the Telegram. Okay. It's just like, it's that simple. So, and you know, and it's like, look, we're not going to have 100% hit rate, but you know what? We probably will have a pretty damn good trajectory of rate of hits and calls. And it's all up to your, you know, risk management and how you're going to, how much money you're using, whatever it may be. Because for instance, I just am testing this out. So I'm not putting in a ton of liquidity, you know, just a little bit to test out the ecosystem, but I'm up 40%. You might have a lot more capital to be testing out. You could have $100, $200, and now you're up 40% on $200. So, and this is on Fulcrum. And so inside of Fulcrum, you have these tokens that you can stake. You can earn ES Fuel, FLP, and then you can see your Crow balance. And then also you can see all the different tokens that you can trade on here. For instance, Lion is a Chronos ecosystem token that's linked with a NFT on Chronos chain. So you see how when you start to go down the rabbit hole on just one chain, one thing, you will then start to discover other stuff. And this, my friends, is the freaking alpha. It's like, it's not about like, oh, did I buy the right token? No, just you got to just work on stuff like this. You have to test things out, and you have to find a flow. Once you find a flow and you know how to generate capital and generate cash flow through using the blockchain, it doesn't matter what's actually happening. You just need to find your ranges, find your edge, and at that point, you don't even react to like the things the same. You just look at it all as an opportunity to make money. That's it. That's it. You just look at everything as an opportunity to be better and tighten up and make money. So I hope that helps. Stupid camera. Why? Why does it do this to me? Okay. All right, well, give me a chat. Where you at? Where you at, chat? Where's the chat? All right, I see Peter Pop Shove It. Peter Sniff. Nice. Get the Sproto. The Sprotos always help with the algo. All right, cool. All right, YouTube's coming in. All right, we got 7 people. It's a shame, man. My camera. I don't. It's so ridiculous. Look how dope my hat is. And then they were like, nope. Like the gremlins in my system were like, we're just gonna literally freeze your camera for no reason. It's the people's algorithm. It's the people's endgame token. It's the people's algorithm. Okay, we're gonna fix the algo. We'll fix it. Sir, it's broken. Sir, the algorithm is broken. How do you fix it? Well, you get a bunch of Sprotos to tune into your live stream. That's how you fix it. It's funny. We someone who is going to be like amazing and do the like God's work and help me with my Discord, FTC. So shout out to FTC. He was like, "What? Jason Casper is in your Discord?" He was like, and I think Jason forgot that he was, and he was like, "Well, I guess I am." That's so funny. But I just shout out to Jason Casper. I feel like I haven't seen him in a while. Like I haven't seen his live stream, or maybe I've just been focused on mine, that I haven't been pulling up anyone else's. Yeah, I like that. And this is fun. This is how I feel. Is like, look, you know, Benjamin Cohen, he's like, look, gold and silver have once again hit new all-time highs today. Man, so it's pretty crazy. But then I just want to look at this chart. Like, this is the only chart, like, if you're gonna look at gold and silver and be like, man, I'm gonna get some gold and silver. You can get some gold and silver, buy some gold coins. I mean, a buddy of mine is, you know, he's waiting to pounce because right now it's at all-time highs. So silver's at all-time highs. It's obviously going to get a pullback by paper traders and paper silver futures contracts. They're going to make it really expensive for you to trade paper silver futures. And so most of the contracts on, quote, the 15th are going to get nuked. That's is, as I think what's coming down the pipe here, and some, you know, news in the grapevine, is that silver is going to get nuked on the 15th, and it will get bought up very fast on spot, because spot price right now is at $100 an ounce. It's not actually showing that on the chart for silver for spot, but if you just want to go and buy spot silver right now, like just like on the open market, it's actually $100. This is the actual price of silver right now, is $100. Okay, it's between $93 and $100, so you're paying massive premium on silver spot. So what's gonna happen? This is my price prediction. Okay, so here's my silver price prediction. You're only gonna get it here. No one else is doing this. It's gonna pump up probably it might pump to 93. They're gonna get as much as what they can on this silver's pump, knowing that if you probably have some insider information, they're gonna pull the kill switch on the 15th or sometime this month, and then silver is going to retrace, just like gold did, breaking all-time highs. It retraced 15%. It's gonna retrace possibly 10 to 15% back down into the 70s. And then what's going to happen is we're going to have a massive spot buy happen. Boom. And then we're going to see a freaking $127, $150 an ounce per silver going into this year. So the ending silver year price could be at $150 to $200 an ounce right here at the end of the year. Okay. But when you look at Bitcoin and Ethereum, the comparison of volatility is astounding. So when you get volatility like this in the metals market, all it means is that cash is dead. They're going into appreciating assets that will go against the debasement of the currencies, not just the dollar, but currencies around the world. That's why gold and silver is pumping as one catalyst. Then the second catalyst is that silver is needed for our stuff. So in the back order for silver for production is massively in a massive shortage. So that alone will push the price of silver up for spot buying. And so the contracts for trading futures is going to just be obsolete. And so that's the same thing with Bitcoin that's going to happen when people actually realize, which I feel like they already have in terms of the institutions, there's only 21 million Bitcoin. You can't have any more. And there's way less than that. And the supply is controlled. It's supply controlled by 40% of the supply being held by 10% of the wallets. 40% of the supply is held by the 40 top wallets. So technically it's centralized, but those wallets, some of them have lost forever. The admin keys they don't have them. It's gone. The Satoshi Chest wallet, that will never be able to get access, or money won't be sent out of it ever. I don't think. I don't know. I don't know 100%, but I mean, I think that would be the biggest financial story of all time, is the fact that the Satoshi wallet will never be able to get accessed, and that is, quote, what gives the project its uniqueness. And so, and then put in Ethereum, it gets even more interesting. So the volatility that's going to come in with Bitcoin and Ethereum and the overall cryptocurrency markets compared to the volatility of gold and silver, I'm sorry, but it's going to outweigh any hedge that you are going to have in silver. Yes, if the world goes to shit and we're not using our internet money anymore and we're having to trade in coins, I don't think you're really going to be worried so much about your gold and silver coins at that point. You're probably worrying about how much guns you have, how much land and food and ammo and water and clean water, and just making sure your family's taken care of. But I don't know if it's going to be the fact that people are going to say, oh, well, let me take your silver and I'll take that silver for this. I just don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. I just don't know. So that obviously is a practical hedge is gold and silver to be able to barter if we had absolutely no system. But that's fear. And I'm not operating in a fear-based mentality. I'm going to operate where I'm like, what's that probably more probable reality? That they keep the systems going. Especially if you believe that we've had all of these technologies for a long time and they only let us even like operate in our type of framework of existence and technology of what they allow us to. So I think we'll be fine. So I'm gonna invest in the nodes and the network systems that are gonna power literally the new world that we'll be living in, powered by AI and robotics, which requires gold and silver, but then also requires nodes of networks and agenic AI, AGI agents that are doing all the finances. Guess what? That's all going to be powered on blockchain. I'm going to invest in it now. Not when I got feared out of it and then it's basically powering the world and then I could be literally on my own private island because I took the damn risk. So, with that being said, let's freaking go, my friends. Let's experience the volatility together because it's not going to go away. It really is not. Yeah, Bitcoin's doing some stuff. Bitcoin's doing some things. It is pumping exactly, like I said, right into these order blocks of resistance that will be turned and nuked on the short traders into support to pop us into this range right here. Bitcoin really wants to go into this range. It really wants it. Look at the volume coming in. The volume's coming in hot. Where do we got the MACD? Where's the MACD? MACD's looking bullish. Bullish cross, blue line over the orange on the daily. If you look at the 4 hour, probably get even more of a bullish cross. Oh my God. Oh my God. We got a bullish cross. Look at that. Bullish cross on the MACD. Got plenty more room to go. And like I said, we are trudging to try and get back up to a 200-day moving average for Bitcoin. And we're just getting started, my friends. So I hope you're doing well because we are feeling the vibes and feeling the momentum. Now, if you are, MACD, hot cross McGriddle, hot cross buns. Hot cross buns, hot cross buns. 1E and a 2E and a hot cross buns. I'll hot cross your bun. All right, so speaking of hot crossed buns, XRP with its X, like I said, is even though I don't really like XRP that much, I can't deny the fact that it is one of the strongest altcoin narratives in the space that basically has separated itself from a lot of different narratives that we used to give it. We used to say, oh, XRP's taking over the banking system. They're taking over the blah, blah, blah. Well, that's not the case. Obviously, we know that there's other options, there's other things, and XRP is not necessarily just going to be the de facto choice for, quote, taking over the banking system. But that, I don't think, is really their mission here. I think they might be trying to fry a bigger fish, which is trying to access Saudi money and Middle Eastern money, sand money, all of the money that is just like floating around that could just be set up in sovereign wealth funds with XRP. So I think, and also the ETF and the IPO public offering that's going to be coming down the pipe here for Ripple Labs, that's going to be huge. So you see there's a trend right now of companies that are crypto related, whether they be centralized exchanges or a minting company like Circle or a mining company like Riot Blockchain or something like Bullish. this is where there's going to be some pretty interesting exposure to massive capital. And you got to think, when something like Ripple Labs is going to go public, do you understand that the actual listing valuation might end up being in the billions, like straight off the rip? So you could potentially, as a non-credited investor, be buying XRP and also then get an IPO price once Robinhood dings it on your notifications on your app to literally get an IPO for Ripple Labs. Okay? And this thing has projected to get a valuation in the tens of billions of dollars. And then it's going to have an ETF. So that's how I think the narrative can continue to build for XRP. And we could, my price target is not like these insane XRP army people where they're like, XRP to $100. I'm like, calm down. I'm like, I think a fair assessment for XRP, and dude, and even dude, this assessment is money making too. I mean, it's like, if you think about it, just coming out of the regression channel here, and we go from up to the 1618, which I think is the target. The 1618 is $5. Okay. So XRP this year, my call is it goes to $5. But that's 146%. Okay. So compared to what it did last year, I mean, or in 2024, I mean, it went up 80%. 35%, then 60%. I mean, it just was going boom, 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 boom. It just started going, going, going. Now imagine if you are also trying to hedge and leverage trades like we were doing with ETH, Bitcoin, and Sol, but then you also have XRP in there. See, XRP has XRP, Doge, ETH, Bitcoin, did I say Ethereum? Those are the most highly liquid traded coins in the entire world. So the ranges are established pretty solid. And I think they're easier, and the charts are a lot easier to read. And when you can strike with a lot of capital and eliminate a little bit of the risk, doesn't eliminate all of it, but it shaves off a little bit to give you a higher probability profitable trade going in the momentum of the trend. What's the momentum trend right now? We're coming out of the bear market into a bull, into the Fed getting scrutinized, which pushes people into commodity hard assets because they're like, who's controlling things? I don't know. Oh, we don't know. The Fed is under investigation. Yeah. We're going to go into gold, silver, commodity, and Bitcoin and stocks and all that stuff because who knows what the hell is going to happen. That's why this is happening. But this is how we can keep our heads on our shoulders and hopefully be in the right place at the right time. And guys, I'm so sorry. Usually my camera is working. I don't know what happened. You saw it if you were watching this whole time. It literally just like froze, and it has decided to not come back. So I'm like, okay. I could go, hold on. I could go rogue and try and use a separate camera. Hold on. All right, let's see. I'm gonna add camera, capture device, and go. And can I green screen this one too? I think I can. Well, look at that. Do that and mode. color key. I think I got it. Forget. It should be blending. I don't know why it's not letting me green screen it. Whatever. All right, we got the camera working, so. Okay. Newsroom overlay. And then. Oh yeah, no, yeah, I know. There's no sound because I'm trying to fix my stupid camera. Check the sound. Check the sound. The sound. This is so annoying, man. Oh my gosh. What in the freaking Lord? Oh, come on. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back, but it is just, it's really trying to mess with me right now. Okay. Properties. Yeah, I don't know. I can't stand it when this happens because like everything works fine and then all of a sudden there's just some kind of bug or some kind of gremlin in the system. But I think, you know, I mean, I think I've covered enough. I mean, I showed you guys the trades, I showed you some entries. I have a video that I will be releasing later today, so there'll be some extra content that you guys can tune into. And I mean, for the love of lords, guys, when I upload a video, you got to comment on it. You got to comment. It's the only way that YouTube is going to think that there's real people actually watching the channel. You got to comment. It's lazy. Don't be lazy. It takes 2 seconds to leave a comment, like, and subscribe, share, and do that. Don't be lazy. All right? I'm just flabbergasted sometimes at the level of laziness that these people have online. So sorry I have to call you out, because like if I have the time to comment and do all this stuff while I'm also making content and working and doing all that, you guys got no excuse. You got no excuse. So if you are just coming in or you were just kind of coming in halfway, ignore this whole last like 5 minutes of the live stream and go back and watch from the beginning to about, I don't know, 30, 35 minutes in, and you will surely get some things that you can use into your strategy, or that you can find valuable. But hope to see you guys on the next live stream, and hope you have a good rest of your day. We will be back. I think, yeah, we're going to be back at 8 o'clock. So we'll be back at 8 o'clock live streaming. Our setup will be fixed and everything. We'll have everything dialed in. And make sure you guys are checking out all the links in the description. Make sure you get access to the Discord and the Telegram. So the Discord and the Telegram, I don't have the link just yet, but we'll have that. But if you want to get immediate, like, oh, we got Stoned Alabama. We got Bama in the house. What's going on? I know. Sorry, guys. I know. Like, everyone's comes in late because the quote algo, Nikita Bear's algo, doesn't effing show people crypto content. You know, so we know that we know what has been the problem and the issue this whole damn time was that our algo was chopped at the knees by the person who's running that show over there. And we knew something was up. We felt it. We were like, what's going on? Like, we're not seeing our friends anymore. We don't even see the people that we follow. It seems like people just disappeared and dropped off the face of the earth. And then all we're seeing is political, you know, divisiveness stuff. I'll see like these violent videos pop up on my feed. I'm like, why am I seeing this? I'm like, I have clicked. I'm not interested in seeing this garbage and also this AI slop. It's crazy. So that's why X algo doesn't freaking work unless you have cool people like the Sprotos reposting your stuff. This is why the Sprotos or any type of meme community that you can be a part of that come in and raid your stuff, that's better than paying Google ad revenue or trying to like kiss the freaking ring or lick the boot of these X algorithm assholes. So I'm tired of that. I'm tired of it. Tired of it. It's ridiculous. We use this app every day and we don't get, and like we crypto people are actually the ones that use the app the most, more than anyone. More than any normie or anyone. We use it for all of our stuff. Our news, the way that we can communicate and do business, the way that we can get just raw exposure and laugh and have fun, post memes. And we're being punished for that. I'm about to kick the door down on Nikita. And every CT person was about to kick the damn door down. We're pissed off for good reason. So that's been happening on X. And then not to mention, talk about AI slop. You seen this person before? I bet you have. I bet you have seen this person before. You seen this Asian before? This Asian is circling around YouTube, circling around the internet airwaves because this is a lazy, cheap option for you. I think YouTube insiders and also lazy people creating AI slop that is using this Asian, this guy, in 1725 different channels. I probably lost count. I lost count how many channels. Look, Bullion Watch, Asian guy, fake Asian slop. Kevin Huang, Asian slop. Boring Currency, Asian slop. John AG, Asian slop. I'll keep going. Metals and Markets, same fucking guy. Sorry, excuse my language, but it's ridiculous. I'm exposing it. I'm making a video on YouTube. I'm making a video for every damn social platform to get people to report these channels, because if they're going to literally use the same AI agent for 50 different channels and steal my algorithm, I'm fed up with it, and I have had it, and I'm exposing it. And this is why real content creators are being shadow banned and blocked by this bullshit. This guy, his face is on 17,000 different channels. This one has 17,000 subscribers. 1,400 people are liking this. How are people so dumb to watch this and be like, oh, this is real. So it's like, I don't even care about what the information is at this point. It's ridiculous because it is insane that I posted weeks ago on my channel about silver. If you type in silver on my channel, if you type silver or if you type in silver, I made a video on silver December 18th, before any of the moves on silver has been happening, before this massive pump, on the 18th, they showed 100 people. That's it. In a month, they only showed 100 people. It says silver's on the move. When you type in silver on YouTube, guess what pops up? This freaking guy. Another one, Unboring Finance, has 5,820 subscribers. Oh my Lanta. This is what real content creators are facing. This lazy, stupid AI slop. And I'm exposing it, and I want everyone to, every time you see this guy, this Asian guy, report it. Report it that it's spam and it's misleading. Report it. Every single time you see this, look, Financial Crux. Is it the Asian? Yep. Report it. Report it. You need to report it. Every single freaking time you see it, you report it. Spam and misleading, because this is some bullshit. We need real people. We need real stuff. And it's ridiculous that I've been on here for 4 years as a real person, and when you type in silver, they can't put my video up there to get a little bit of algo. It's because they don't like what I'm saying. It's point blank. They don't like what I'm saying. I'm unpredictable. They can't track me in the way that they can just easily just be like, oh yeah, they'll play along. And then they just put them in the search. Pretty simple. Yeah, I guess Asians with glasses are bullish, apparently. Not a white guy with a beard that has a ticker Bitcoin hat on. Damn it. And I get angry and frustrated because I'm going to figure it out. And here's the thing. My personality, if you don't get who I am or how I get things done, I get it done with intensity. And I have to, because if I don't, I will be lazy. I won't get anything done. I'll just be a damn stoner. But I got to light a fire under my ass, and this is how I do it, by getting fired up. When you discover things and you discover stuff and you see it, you don't stand by idly. You say something about it, especially when you feel like you've been working hard and providing value. And then when you hear someone say, oh, well, just do better, bro. Maybe you just suck. Or, oh, maybe just people don't want to watch your stuff. Maybe you're just an idiot. No, that's not true. And I know it's not. You don't watch my channel enough. Maybe sometimes I have the problem of knowing too damn much. So, and because I have the perception to be able to see this and break it all down in lightning speed time, where people have lost me at the first 2 seconds and you can't pay attention, that's not my fault. Increase your IQ and let's start talking then, because I'm done. Like I said, done playing small, done with the bullshit, done with people being so damn stupid and gullible to think that this is value. Get out of my face and come back when you've learned a thing or two about tightening up your perception, your intuition, and your instincts. Because if not, you'll end up listening to Raoul Paul. I'll play this video again where he thinks that it's basically risk-free. Let's watch this, and then I'll end the live stream.
Polkadot for interoperability. I got to choose some DeFi stuff. Choose some DeFi, choose some DeFi, choose some DeFi, choose some DeFi stuff.
Stuff like Terra Network. You can just put money, stake the network, and get 20%. And they're basically risk-free. You can just put money, stake the network, and get 20%, 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 20%. Basically risk-free. Basically risk-free. Basically risk-free.
And everyone tells me I shouldn't do it, so I'm going to do it, which I told you before is a feature of mine. That's the bull market. You shouldn't own Bitcoin because it's going to underperform. And in a bear market, you should own stable coins. So in which case, why should you ever own Bitcoin?
What's happening with UST price? And Raul, I don't know if you want to pull up a chart too. It's not looking pretty.
I just interviewed Doe this morning, by the way.
Raul, when you hopped into this recording room, UST price was at 98 cents being defended. Do you know what it is right now?
No.
It's at 92 cents. Yeah.
And in a bear market, you should own stable coins.
So that's $1 billion of stablecoin market cap that's gotten erased in the last 30 minutes.
You should own stable coins. You should own stable coins. You should own stable coins. You should own stable coins.
As I'm monitoring Twitter right now, and the Luna Guard, the Luna Foundation that has the BTC, has just sent their BTC outbound.
And they're basically risk-free, 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 risk-free.
Do you know what it is right now?
No.
It's at 92 cents.
And they're basically risk-free.
I got to choose some DeFi stuff. You should own stable coins. I got to choose some DeFi.
Basically risk-free.
You should own stable coins.
Do you know what it is right now?
No.
It's at 92 cents. Yeah.
Welcome to the banana zone. I'll see you on the next live stream.